Hello everyone, welcome to the third part of the itemization guide series. Today we're going to be doing my favorite defense items. Before we get started though, why should you trust my opinion? Why should you trust my guides and tips? Well, I'm just going to quickly play a video for you guys explaining who I am, my qualifications and everything. So we're going to roll the clip. Have you been having trouble ranking up and just don't know what you're doing wrong? Maybe you're not doing the best in every single game and you think you're the reason you're losing? Well, sometimes you don't really see your own mistakes. That's why I'm here. I'm offering private coaching. Of course, it is a paid service. And as you can see, these are all testimonies from people I have coached before. They all have good things to say. As you can see, you can pause and read all of them if you want to. They improved significantly in rank, and their rank went up quite a bit after my coaching, and they said that my insights were really, really good. Now, if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to rank up and you want to find out what mistakes you're doing, how you can fix it, you can go ahead and get my private coaching. I am a very high ranked player, 300 stars plus. I did play in Pro Scene. My team placed top 13 on NACT, which means we are the 13th best in NA region. I have also been Global 3 Jawhead, Global 15 Mathilda, and I believe some global, like lower global with Popol and Koopa. Here's the win rate of Season 21 where it was my peak. So yeah guys, if you need some coaching, make sure to join my Discord server. Link will be in the description. It will say Discord server link. Just join that and then you can DM me on Discord from there or ask any of my mods on how you can DM me and you can get started with the private coaching, and it's guaranteed to make you improve. And you want to hit Immortal this season, this is the time to do so guys. DM me on Discord, I'll set you up. Alright, next up guys, let's move on to our favorite, right? As a roamer main, this is my forte, the tank items. And I feel like this is the most important because most heroes in your games, they will have usually the same build, right? The damage heroes will usually have the same build to work with their skill set, right? With their kit. But tanks, we always have to build versus the damage that the opponents are doing. So our build is usually never the same, right? So let's talk about the items here. First up, fleeting time. Once again, we've already talked about what fleeting time is. The heroes that can use it are Chip, Angela, Florin, Estes, heroes that need their ultimate quite a bit, okay? Kaja, alright, that needed quite a bit. Those are the only heroes you should build it on. I don't see a point in you building it for anyone else. Alright? Next up, Radiant Armor. Guys, build this versus mages or magic damage that is constant. Alright? Not burst magic damage, build it versus magic damage that is constant. So for example, Chango, right? Zushin, Harley, Alice. Okay, you can build it versus those mages that are doing constant magic damage, not a burst. Alright, because of the passive, right? Taking magic damage grants 5 magic defense for 5 seconds, up to 6 stacks. Okay, can only gain 1 stack every 0.4 seconds. Alright, so you gain more magic defense the more damage you take, which is, it's really good for constant. Alright, Twilight Armor. Guys, build it for heroes that do like one-shot hits that do a lot of damage, right? For example, for Alduus, they're doing one hits that do crazy damage, right? What Twilight Armor is going to do is when you take damage more than 500, right, in a single instant, the excess damage beyond that amount is reduced by 20%, okay, of your total 20% and 0.2% of your total HP. Also, it has another passive. When incoming damage reduces HP below 30%, recover 20% max HP over the next 4 seconds. So if you're below 30% HP and you have this item, you will recover some more HP. Okay, so it's really good for sustain heroes. Alright? Some heroes you can, you should build this on anyone. If you have a Leslie, Alduus on the opponent team. Okay? If you have a Leslie and Alduus on that team. Oh, also you can build this versus Sicilian, guys. If they're doing a single instance of damage, which is very high, you can build this. Alright, so you can build this versus heroes that do one hit that does crazy damage. Okay? That, you can build this. Especially Alduus and Leslie. It is a must build versus Alduus, Leslie, Sicilian, okay? Must build. Next up, guys, Brute Force. One of my actual favorite items right now. It gives you cooldown reductions, right? After each second, okay, so each second after dealing damage, gain 8 extra attack and 2% extra movement speed for 4 seconds up to 6 stacks. Gain 25% extra control duration reduction at full stacks. So guys, when you're at full stacks, you will be CC'd for 25% less time. Okay, if you pair that up with a certain boots, right, you're going to be even CC'd for even lesser time. Okay, so whenever you deal damage, you gain 8 extra adaptive attack, so more attack, and you get 2% extra movement speed for 4 seconds. And if you do this 6 times, right, so basically you will have 56%, sorry guys, I'm tripping. What is my math? My math is not mathing, guys. Yeah, you can have 56% adaptive attack, 2% extra movement speed for 4 seconds, okay, or 12% extra movement speed at full stacks. All right, so this item gives you more tankiness, more movement speed, and also makes you do more damage. Okay, also gives you some cooldown reduction, so it's really, really good. Okay guys, brute force, sorry. So since it stacks up to 6%, this 8 extra adaptive attack is gonna be 48, right? 48 extra attack, and you get 12% extra movement speed for 4 seconds, okay? And when you're at full stack, you gain 25% control, like CC reduction. Okay, that's why it's a really good item. It also gives you cooldown reduction. Some heroes that this item is really good with is heroes like Fredrin. It's really good with pretty much any heroes that use a lot of skills, right, and are doing a lot of damage that needs the movement speed and also the cooldown reduction. It's really good on Lancelot, guys. It's really good on any hero that's building War Axe. It's very good. Okay, because the passive of War Axe combined with brute force is gonna give you so much movement speed. It's really, really good. Okay, guys, immortality. Pretty much when you die, you come back to life. Okay, resurrect 2.5 seconds upon death and get 16% HP and a shield that can absorb 150 damage. Shield lasts 3 seconds. This effect has a 210-second cooldown. So once you use the resurrection effect, it's gonna be on cooldown for 2 minutes. Alright, so be very careful how you use it. I usually like to just build it before I do tower dives and lord fights. I don't build it for the stats. I build it for the fact that I can just, even if I die, I'll come back, right? So I can tank more tower damage. I can really jump into the opponents, die, and then just get out after coming back to life, right? That's why I build immortality only for the passive. And once you die and you trigger the resurrection effect, it goes into a 2-minute cooldown. So sell it, guys. Okay, sorry, not 2 minutes. It's 210-second cooldown. That's not 2 minutes. 2 minutes is like what, 120 seconds? Oh my god, that's almost like 4 minutes, guys. It goes into a 4-minute cooldown. Okay, so when you trigger it, it goes into a 4-minute cooldown. So make sure that if you have immortality and you bought it, you should sell it after using the passive, after resurrecting. But only sell it if you know that you know towards the end game, if it's your last item, right? If it's your last item, either that, sell it then, or if you know for a fact that if I sell it now, 4 minutes after I can buy it again, and on top of another item. That's the only time you should be selling it. Otherwise, keep it. You can also sell it if you have enough gold to buy another item. You can just sell immortality and get that item right away, so you have the effects of that item. Alright, but generally I would really recommend it to sell it after using the passive in the super late game when all of your items are already completed. So you sell it, buy another item, and once the cooldown for this is done, then you can sell that item and just buy this again for just for the passive. Alright, also another time when you should build immortality early is when you're like very ahead, right? Because immortality will let you play more aggressive as a roamer, dive more, die and get out, right? In the early game, if you're super ahead, this item can be very useful. Okay, also anyone who sees you with immortality is gonna get intimidated, right? They're gonna be like, oh my god, this guy has immo. If I kill him, he's not gonna die, bruh. Hell no, just back. Right? They're gonna get intimidated. Next one, Dominant Sights. This is the item, guys, for anti-heal, right? It reduces it by 40%. It will also reduce the attack speed of attacker for 80% of normal. Okay, so it will reduce their attack speed by so much. It's really good versus marksmen that rely on attack speed, like 1-1, Claude, Moskov, Melissa, right? Marksmen that use Trinity build, right? It's really good versus those marksmen, for those heroes. It's good versus Hanzo. It's also really good to build versus heroes that have a lot of sustain and a lot of healing, like Uranus, CC, Lapu, Yuzong, Alice, the list goes on, right? Any heroes that have a healing effect, right, that can heal or that can get very high shields, you should build this item versus them, okay? Or if they have attack speed marksmen or attack speed heroes, if they have both, then you should 100% build it, okay? You should build it versus healing supports, especially versus healing supports. All right, good. Next up, moving on to Athena Shield. Athena Shield, you should build it versus burst type mages, all right? Because it gives you a shield. Upon taking magic damage, reduces magic damage taken by 25% for 3 seconds. Regains this effect 5 seconds after leaving combat. So pretty much you get a big shield that will negate a lot of the damage that you took, right? It reduces magic damage by 25%, okay, and gives you that shield. So any burst mages that use any damage or any attack on you is pretty much going to reduce it by a lot, right? And you're going to take very less damage. So you should build it versus burst damage like Gujin, Eudora, Farsa, Loi, you know, Sicilian. You should build it versus those heroes. Alright? Does Athena Shield reduce true damage? No, it doesn't. I don't think it does. It doesn't reduce true damage. Guys, nothing can reduce true damage. True damage is like really strong. Okay? Alright, next up, Oracle. Oracle pretty much increases your shield and HP regen effects by 30%. Alright, it's also a cooldown item. So if your hero has some sustain and they heal, right? Or they are constantly getting healed, you should buy Oracle. Okay, it gives you both physical defense and magic defense. It also has a cooldown reduction. Alright, so what this will do is if you are a hero that regens HP a lot, you can build it. Also, if you need some tankiness, you can build this item. Alright, because this will increase the amount you heal. Also, if you have a support on your team who is constantly healing you a lot, this will make them heal you more. Alright, they will heal you more if you have this. So it's not a must build, but some of the heroes you should 100% build this on is Yuzong, Lapu, then you have Uranus, Esmeralda, Fredrin, Badang. Yeah, you should definitely build it on those heroes because they have a lot of regen effects, and also they have shields, and your shield will also be increased by 30%, right? You will get 30% more shield, which is insane if you think about it. You can also use this on Mathilda for the cooldown reduction for the extra shield, right? You can use it on some supports if you want. You can use it on Minotaur as well. It's really, really good. Next up, Antique Cuirass. Guys, one answer, build it versus heroes, okay? Physical heroes, only physical heroes that do skill damage. Okay, that do skill damage. If they don't do skill damage, don't build it. It's really good versus Granger, Clint, really good versus assassin junglers, any assassin jungle, because they rely on skill damage. It's not really good to build versus carry, you know, versus attack speed marksman, because it doesn't really matter. It's better for you to build dominant size versus those heroes, right? But Antique Cuirass for burst heroes that use skills or ultimate as their main source of damage. Build it versus them. Okay, so any assassins, Granger, Saber, Alucard, Lancelot, Hayabusa, Ling, the list goes on, okay? So build it versus them. Guardian Helmet, it gives you a lot of HP, and also when you're out of battle, it recovers your HP after a few seconds, okay? This is really good for heroes that deal damage based off of HP percentage, right? So for example, it's really good with Akai. Heroes who need some form of regen outside of the battlefield. I can't think of any other hero right now who you should build it on other than Akai. Okay? If I'm using any sustainable fighter like Lapu Lapu and my enemy is also a sustained fighter, Yuzong/Xborg/CC, which is best for me, Dominant Size or Sea Halberd? Dominant Size. Because Lapu Lapu should be built defense. Okay? Dominant Size is way better. Okay guys, so that's, I mean, not a lot of heroes use it. I think the only person I can think of right now is Akai, who should definitely use it. No one else really. Next up, Cursed Helmet. Basically when you buy this item, you will do some magic damage to nearby enemies. You don't have to hit them. If they come near you, they will take that magic damage, okay? The damage is increased by 12 against creeps and minions. Dealing damage with Burning Soul will reduce the target's hybrid defense by 3 for 3 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. So you can reduce their hybrid defense by 9. Okay? If you use this, it just does a little bit of damage to the opponents when they come near you. It's really good to build versus tanky heroes or with tanky heroes. If you want to do a bit more damage, if you see that you're staying in front of the enemies a lot, then build it. I always like to build a small item for it, Molten Essence, because it essentially does the same thing as the full item, but lesser, right? I sometimes like to build it on Fredrin for sometimes, okay? Fredrin or tanky junglers first, and then sell it later on, just so it does more damage since their damage is already so low, right? Otherwise, I don't really see a reason for you to be building this on anyone else, okay? It's not really that good. Thunderbelt, guys, if you do basic attack after a skill, you will get a stack, and the more stack you have, the more hybrid defense, meaning physical and magic defense you will get. So it should be an item that you build either first or second, no later than that, because the stacks that you get are permanent. You can build it on heroes who do a lot of basic attack, tank heroes who do a lot of basic attack like Badang, Khalid, Kaleya. You can use it on Uranus, you can use it on Hylos sometimes. Okay, so the more basic attacks you do after using a skill, you will get a stack. The more stack you have, the more hybrid defense you will have. Alright, so heroes that do a lot of basic attacks that are tanky, you should build it on them. Next up, Queen's Wings. One of my favorite items. It's a cooldown item, guys. It's a cooldown item. Pretty much, when HP drops below 40%, gains 30% damage reduction for 3 seconds and skills and reduces skill cooldowns by 2 seconds. The effect has 60-second cooldown. Okay, and there's a unique passive. For every 1% HP loss, damage is increased by 0.25% up to 15%. So the lower HP you are, the more damage you do. This is really good on heroes that need a lot of sustain and also a lot of cooldown. For example, Lancelot, Yuzong, Lapu. It's pretty good on Alice, it's pretty good on Fredrin, right? Because when you're low HP, you get a lot of spell vamp. You're able to survive, even though you're like, people are like, oh, he's gonna die, and then the wing passive pops, and you hit them once and gain all that HP back, right? It's really good versus heroes that have a lot of sustain, that need a lot of cooldown. One of the best items for Lancelot, in my opinion. Okay? For Yuzong, for Lapu, for heroes like that. Physical damage heroes, by the way, physical damage usually should build this. Okay, you can build it on magic as well, it's fine. Magic is also fine, but mostly heroes that have a lot of sustain. Okay, next up, Blade Armor. Any damage that you take is reflected back onto the opponents. Okay, 30% of the incoming damage is reflected back, plus 20% total physical defense to the attacker and slows them by 15% for 1 second. So this is a really good item to stack with dominant size. It's really good versus attack speed marksmen and marksmen that do a lot of crit damage, right? So it's good versus them. So any Trinity marksman you see, build it. When they hit you, they will take damage and they might even potentially die. Alright, so attack speed heroes, build this. Okay, attack speed and crit damage, build it, please. I would highly suggest it. Some small items I want to talk about are these two. Dreadnought, which leads to Antique Cuirass. If you see that in the early game you're taking a lot of damage from opponents' physical skills, build this. If you see you're taking a lot of damage from magic, build this. They're cheap, you can build them fast, and then you will eventually build them into these bigger items, right? Anyways, so why don't build them first and then use their passive for more defense? You know what I mean? Alright, those are some of the items I wanted to talk about for roam. Or not for roam, but defense, you know? That's gonna do it for the defense guide. I hope it helps you and makes you more tanky during your games and you're able to build your defense items a lot better. And I hope my fellow roamers are getting a lot of help from this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. It's going to be the last part. We're going to cover all the movement, roaming, and jungling items. Take care, guys. See you next time.